of B, and this line is indicating given that that A has already been occurred. A पहले हो चुका, fine.
Okay, sir.
And if
Okay.
you are talking about general rule of addition, then definitely U will be there. Probability of A union B. So now in this case, you will say that the events are not mutually exclusive. यानी कि एक ही वक्त में दोनों हो सकते हैं. तो probability of A plus probability of B and then minus probability of A intersection B. So this is the formula, that is or general rule of addition, right?
Okay, sir.
So now वो आपने जो पूछा कि जी वो क्या है मल्टीप्लिकेशन फार्मूला. सो मल्टीप्लिकेशन फार्मूला जो है वो क्या है, उसमें इफ देर आर m वेज ऑफ डूइंग वन थिंग एंड n वेज ऑफ डूइंग अनदर थिंग, then there will be m multiplied by n ways of doing both.
Okay, sir.
ठीक है ना जी, ये वो आगे काउंटिंग प्रिंसिपल्स में मैंने ये पढ़ाया था. ठीक है जी. अगर आपके घर जाने के 3 रास्ते हैं और आपके पास 3 सूट हैं या 4 सूट हैं फॉर एग्जांपल, तो आप 4 सूट एकदम तो नहीं पहन के जाओगे. आप एक रास्ते पर एक सूट पहन के जा सकते हो, दूसरे रास्ते पे दूसरा सूट पहन के जा सकते हो, तीसरे पे तीसरा सूट पहन के जा सकते हो. तो आपके पास 4 सूट हैं और घर जाने के 3 रास्ते हैं. तो सूट पहनने के कितने तरीके हो सकते हैं? 4. घर जाने के कितने रास्ते हो सकते हैं? 3.
जी.
तो दोनों, अगर मैं आपसे कहूँ जी दोनों इकट्ठे अगर आप दोनों को कंसिडर करें तो टोटल कितने रास्ते हो सकते हैं जिसमें आप मुख्तलिफ कपड़े पहन के, यानी कि आप पाथ ए पे जाते हो तो आपने वाइट कलर के कपड़े पहने हुए हैं, आप पाथ बी पे जाते हो तो आपने ब्लैक पहने हुए हैं, ठीक है जी, पाथ सी पे जाते हो तो आपने ब्लू कलर के कपड़े पहने हुए हैं. तो ये इस तरह करके कॉम्बिनेशन कितने बनेंगे? आप सिंपली यू विल सिंपली मल्टीप्लाई 3 विद 4. 3 रास्ते हैं, 4 आपके पास सूट है, तो 3 मल्टीप्लाई बाय 4, तो 12 जो है ना वेज हो जाएंगे टोटल, यानी
अच्छा.
12 कॉम्बिनेशन बन सकते हैं. ठीक है जी.
Very good, sir.
तो वो ये चीज़ है काउंटिंग प्रिंसिपल्स. तो इसी में फिर हमने परमुटेशन पढ़ लिया, परमुटेशन के बाद हमने कॉम्बिनेशन भी पढ़ लिया. परमुटेशन में जो है वो ऑर्डर डज मैटर. उसमें हमने ये कहा कि जो है हम ए बी सी अगर लिखते हैं तो ये बी सी ए के बराबर नहीं होगा. हर एक की अपनी पहचान है. ठीक है जी. ये था परमुटेशन का केस. और जो आपका केस है इसका कॉम्बिनेशन का, उसमें आप कहते हो ए बी सी इक्वल्स बी सी ए, और फिर जितने भी कॉम्बिनेशन है वो सारे आपस में बराबर हैं. ठीक है. क्यों? इसलिए कि ए बी के बराबर है और बी सी के बराबर है. ऑर्डर का कोई फर्क नहीं है इसमें. ऑर्डर डज नॉट मैटर इन केस ऑफ कॉम्बिनेशन. तो फिर उसके हमने फार्मूले पढ़े थे. जो हमारा परमुटेशन का फार्मूला था वो था एन ई आर. इसमें हमने कहा था एन फैक्टोरियल डिवाइड बाय एन माइनस आर फैक्टोरियल. जो हमारा कॉम्बिनेशन का फार्मूला था उसमें हमने कहा था जी हम एन सी आर लिखते हैं. एन सी आर इज इक्वल टू एन फैक्टोरियल डिवाइड बाय आर फैक्टोरियल इंटू एन माइनस आर फैक्टोरियल. तो ये हमें रास्ते बता देगा कि कितने वेज हैं ये काम करने के. राइट.
Okay, sir. हाँ जी.
ठीक है. तो इसके अलावा कोई और क्वेश्चन आपको जो परेशान कर रहा हो?
नहीं sir, I think almost clear.
ओके. सो somebody is recording this lecture.
Yes, I think so.
Who is recording this lecture?
जी सर. सर मैं कर रहा हूँ, शाहजेब.
Shazib, so you are please you are requested to share this lecture later on with your friends.
ठीक है सर. ठीक है सर, इंशाल्लाह. ओके
Thank you.
सर.
Thank you. Okay, so we had completed discussion on these topics: multiplication formula, permutations and combinations last time, and now we are interested to start chapter 6, discrete probability distribution. Discrete probability distribution. What is this? Uh, what is probability distribution first of all? Probability distribution is this. Uh, you can say a listing of all outcomes of an experiment and probability associated with each आउटकम। एक ऐसा टेबल, एक ऐसी लिस्ट आप बनाते हैं जिसमें एक्सपेरिमेंट की जितनी भी आउटकम्स हैं वो सारी आप लिखते हैं, और फिर हर आउटकम की प्रोबेबिलिटी, व्हाट इज द प्रोबेबिलिटी एसोसिएटेड विद ईच आउटकम, you write down that, right? Now this may be the definition for probability distribution. Now characteristics of probability distribution. What are the characteristics? The probability of a particular outcome, the probability of a particular outcome is between 0 and 0 and 1. प्रोबेबिलिटी हमेशा 0 और 1 के दरमियान होगी, ठीक। The outcomes are mutually exclusive events. The outcomes are mutually exclusive events. Mutually exclusive events, I have just explained that if one is going to occur, the other event will not occur at the same time. Then the list is exhaustive. List is exhaustive, so sum of probabilities of various events is equal to 1. Exhaustive means ये एक ना एक इवेंट जरूर अकर होगा। इफ यू आर गोइंग टू परफॉर्म सम एक्सपेरिमेंट, एट लीस्ट वन आउटकम विल मस्ट देयर, ठीक है। और फिर आप अगर ये अगर सारी आउटकम्स को कंसिडर कर लें और सब की जितनी प्रोबेबिलिटीज हैं सबको कंसिडर कर लें, तो उन सारी प्रोबेबिलिटीज का सम क्या होगा जी? 1 होगा, राइट। नाउ लेट अस हैव एन एग्जांपल। What is the probability distribution? The probability distribution of number of heads on tossing a coin thrice. So if you are going to toss one coin 3 times, then what will be the probability of heads? Okay, or there may be 2 cases. You may toss 3 coins once or 1 coin thrice. So probability distribution for number of heads will be same. Okay, so let me insert a table here. First of all, how many outcomes will be there? First of all, tell me how many outcomes will be there in total. 2 power 2 power 3. 2 power 3 means if you are considering coin, so there are two possible outcomes. One is head and the other is tail. So two possible outcomes. So this is that two. Okay. And if you are going to toss one coin three times, so this is that three. So tossing a coin three times. So how many outcomes will be there? 2 power 3. The answer is 8. So 8 outcomes will be there in total. Right? Now, if there are 8 outcomes, you may insert a table. Uh, how many number of columns will be there? 5. Number of rows will be 9. Two contents. So here you can write down possible possible result. Then first outcome, first possibility, second possibility, and third possibility, and then number of heads. So possible outcomes will be 8 in total. Two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So in this way, you will write down the probability distribution. Uh, First of all, this is basically the possibilities, and then later on we will write down the probability distribution. So first possibility, you tossed a coin and it was tail. You again toss the same coin, tail again, third time tail again. So how many heads are there in these three trials? 0. Then there is a possibility that on first trial, first toss it was tail, on second it was tail, on third it was head. So it means that one head is there. You again tossed, it was tail, it was head, and then on third toss it was tail again. So again one head. And there is another possibility. It is possible that you tossed a coin, it was head on the first toss, then it was tail, then it was tail again. So one head. And there is a possibility that you tossed a coin. It was head on first try, on second it was head, on third it was head. So the number of heads in this case are 3. Then there is another possibility, head, and on third toss it was tail. So 2 heads are there. In this event there are 2 heads. So another possibility, head, tail, and head. So 2 again. Then tail, head, and head. So in this case, if you see 2 again, the number of heads. Fine. So in this way, you will first of all write down a table, and then you will insert another table where you may have uh, 2 columns and 5 rows. Okay, there is something wrong, I think. Number of columns are 2 and number of rows are 5. Yes, this is correct. What's wrong? So why it is not giving me 5 rows? So let us write first of all, no problem. I will see it on number of heads and probability of outcome. Probability of outcome. Why it is not giving me rows downward? Oh, so basically they are there. Yes, they are there. Not visible. These were not visible basically. So come on the next page here. So number of heads. Number of heads are 0, 1, 2, and 3. So write down this 0, 1, 2, and 3. Right. So how many times 0 has occurred? Total are there are total 8 outcomes. Okay, so out of 8, how many times 0 heads occurred? 0 times. 0 heads, 1 time. So you can write over here 1 divided by 8. How many times 1 occurred? 1 head occurred? 3 times, 3 by 8. So this is probability distribution. 2 heads, 3 times. So 3 out of 8. So out of 8 trials, they were heads 3 times. 3 occurred once. So this is the probability distribution. So now if I ask you to draw this the same probability distribution on graph, how will you? Here you will write down number of heads and that is being denoted by X, number of heads. I am denoting that by X. Then probability of X means probability of number of heads. So you will scale it. First of all, you write down over here 1 over 8, then 2 over 8, 3 over 8, and it will go up to 8 over 8 until the sum is equal to 1. But as at maximum, we have 3 by 8, the probability for the number of heads. So we are not going, and for the sake of space, we are not going up to 8 by 8. Okay. Then here you can write down 0, 1, 2, 3. So 0 occurred. What is the probability for 0? 1 by 8. So you can draw a line like this. What is the probability of 1 head? 3 by 8. So you can draw a line like this. 2 by 8, sorry, 3 by 8 for 2, and 1 by 8 for 3. So this will be the probability distribution for number of heads. Similarly, you can also find out the probability for number of tails. Okay, so this is the probability distribution. And this probability distribution is basically the discrete probability distribution, right? So basically there are two types of probability distribution. One is discrete probability distribution and the other is continuous probability distribution. So what is discrete probability distribution and what is continuous? Before that, better would be if you have the idea of a random variable. What is random variable? So let me write down here. Random variable. You can define random variable as quantity, a quantity resulting from an experiment that by chance can assume different values. So a quantity resulting from an experiment, any experiment. You have to see the result, and result may be any value by chance. So by chance, if there is any value, you will say that this is random variable. So in terms of probability, if you consider it, the probability of the event that random variable equal to 1, let's say 1 head in 3 trials. So by chance, let us say there is 1 head, you tossed a coin thrice and you obtained 1 head. So that 1 head will be your random variable, and definitely that is by chance. Okay. So then what is discrete random variable and what is continuous random variable? So first of all, discrete random variable. What is this? Discrete random variable is a random variable that can assume only that can assume only certain clearly separated values. A random variable, discrete variable is basically a random variable that can have uh, or that can assume only certain clearly separated values. For example, in this case where we were talking about uh, coin tossing, so separate values were there. It is not possible that you have half head or 1.5 tails. That is not possible. Either you will have head or you will have tail. Okay. So these are the clearly separated values. So therefore this is an example of discrete random variable. There may be several other examples. For example, number of employees in some firm, number of students in university, your class fellows. So there may be several examples like this. Similarly, if you talk about continuous random variable, so you can define it as if random variable is continuous, the distribution is a continuous probability distribution, and continuous variable, maybe you can consider it as the measurements are continuous. If you are going to measure some length in your room or any length, continuity will be there. For example, if you are going to take into your account kilometers first of all, so continuity of measurements will be there. If you come down in the lower units like meters, then millimeters, centimeters, so continuity will arise. Okay. Similarly, if you are going to fill your uh, the tire of your car with air pressure, so in pounds, there will be continuity of the, you can say, pounds. There will be continuity in air. You can't say that I'm going to fill exactly these many pounds in the tire. Uh, at least if you're exactly saying that 30 bar is the pressure, even then slightly more or less pressure will be there in your tire. So continuity will arise in that case. Fine. Then there comes the other concept, which is regarding mean and variance. Mean and variance for discrete probability distribution. So if you take this same example, and if mean is required, what will be the mean number of heads and what will be the variance in this case? So you have to use this formula. For mean, mu will equal summation x into probability of x. And for standard deviation, for variance, we are not going to take the square root of this. So sigma square. Sigma square will equal summation into x minus mu square into probability of x. So this will be the formula for variance. So if I ask you to find out these values, you can first of all, you may insert a row below. Okay, this is for total, and then add columns to the right side. So here you can write down. So basically, what is this? This is your x. Okay. This probability of outcome. So this is probability of x. Probability of x. And here you can write down x into probability of x. So what will you do? You will simply multiply these two. So first we'll have 0, then 3 by 8, 3 by 8, then 6 by 8, and then So this is basically 8. 8. So it will become 3 by 8. 3 by 8. Right? So we will sum these values. What will be the answer? 9 by 8. Let me correct it. This is 3 by 8. Simply multiplying this column with this. So 3 by 8, 6 by 8, 3 by 8. So when you will add these, 3 plus 6, 9 plus 3, 12, 12 divided by 8. What is the answer? 1.5. 1.5. So this will be your mean, average. Similarly, if you are interested in variance, so the formula for variance is x minus mu square multiply by probability of probability of x. So mu I'm going to write down as u. So what will be x minus mu? 1.5 is your mu. So basically for that you have to insert another column to make things easy. So first of all, write down here x minus mu. So what is x? 0. 0 minus mu 1.5. So it will be minus 1.5. Minus 1.5. Then 1 minus 1.5. So that will become 1 minus 1.5. So minus 0.5. If there is something wrong, please inform me quickly. Then number of heads 2, x is 2, and mu is 1.5. So 0.5. Then 3 minus 1.5, so 1.5. So when you will add these values, definitely the sum will be 0, and therefore we are not interested in this. We are interested in square of this. So insert another column. And here you can write down square of these values. So what we are doing basically, we are interested in finding out the variance in this case. So now when you will take square of this 1.5 square, what is the answer? Take square of this 2.25. 2.25. And similarly 2.25 will be here. 2.25. And what is the square of 0.5? 0.25. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So now you will add all these 4 values. See what is the answer. If you have calculator with you, 2.25 plus 0.25 plus 0.25 plus 2.25. The answer is 5. Okay, so now here you have to multiply probabilities, this column, probabilities, with this column. So let us see what is the answer. 2.25. 2.25 multiplied by 1 by 8. So the answer is 0.28125. 0.28125. So you can write down 0.2813. And when you will multiply 0.25 with 3 divided by 8, so you will have 0.0938. 0.0938. I'm rounding it. I am rounding it off up to 4 decimal points. Then again, the same value is there, so the same value will be there. 0.0938. Then comes 2.25 multiplied by 1 by 8, and we have already calculated this, so it is 0.2813. Okay, so now you have to sum this, and whatever you will have in form of sum, that will be your variance. So let me add this 0.2813 plus 0.0938 plus 0.0938 plus 0.2813. The answer is 0.7502. 0.7502. So this is your variance. And if you are interested in standard deviation, then you have to take the square root of this value. So what will be the square root of this value? The square root is 0.8661. So this is the standard deviation. So now you can see different questions from your book. One
सर
question may be, yes, yes, go ahead, please.
सर वो स्लाइड थोड़ा नीचे लाएं, वो पहले वाला.
Which slide? This slide? This slide? Which slide?
वेरियस वगैरह आप कैलकुलेट कर रहे थे जो.
Yes, yes. So this is the table for calculations of variance. So basically, this is the formula that I have written over here. You see, this was the formula: mu summation x probability of x. This is mu in case of discrete probability distribution, and this is sigma square. So you have to remember these two formulae if you are interested in finding out variance. X minus mu whole square multiplied by probability of x. That is what I have done over here. X minus mu whole square multiplied by probability of x, and then I have added, taken the sum. So this column is fixed for sum. Fine. So now let us see a question. Let us try solving one question from this section. Example. director admissions at IIUI estimated the distribution of student admission for fall semester on basis of past experience. What is the expected number of admissions for fall semester? Director admission estimated the distribution of student admission for fall semester on the basis of past experience. Definitely his past experience is there, that this is the, you can say, on average number of students those normally get registered in IIUI. So on the basis of his experience, he knows few things. Okay, so what you have to do, compute variance and standard deviation of the admissions also. So compute variance and standard deviation of number of admissions. So how will you, so if you are given, for example, let me insert one table here. Let us say there are 6 columns and there are 4 rows. Okay. So if X is given, that is the admissions, and admissions are 1,000, 1,200, 1,500. Okay. Let me add another column for sum, another row for sum. So here you can write down total. So if you are given the information like this, probability of X is given, X is given and probability of X is given, and you are required to find out mean, variance and standard deviation. So you can easily find out 0.6, 0.3 and 0.1. Sum is not required, and if you add simply these, you will definitely have 1 as answer, because sum of the probability is always equal to 1. But we are not interested in the sum of this. So here x probability of X, then X minus mu, then X minus mu square, and then again X minus mu square, and then you have to multiply this with probability of X. So you can very easily find out these if you are given these 2 columns. So simply multiply 1000 multiplied by 0.6. What is the answer? 600. 0.3 multiplied by 1200. 360. And then multiply 1500 with 0.1, so you will have 150. Okay. And you are interested in the sum of this column. Why? Because this will give you the average. So the sum is double triple 110. And x minus mu, x is 1000 and mu is this. So simply have 1000 minus triple 110. The answer is minus double 110. Similarly, 1200 minus triple 110, the answer is 90. And finally, 390. And we are not interested in sum for this. Then come over here and x minus mu square. So square double 110. What is the answer? 121 double 0 81 double 0 and 152 100. We are not interested for the sum of this column. So you will come over here and now you will multiply this x minus mu square with probability of x, this column. So 0.6 multiplied by this. Let us see what is the answer. 7260 2430 15210. Now we are interested in sum for this column, and that is 24900. So now this is your variance, and when you will take square root of this, you will have the standard deviation that is also required. So standard deviation will be square root of this 157.7973. So similarly, you are suggested to solve several other questions that are in your book and try to find out the answers in form of mean, variance, and standard deviation. Any question? No question? Okay. So inshallah, meet you in the next class. Till then,